Today, the League of Women Voters of Tyler and Smith County are here to discuss what you need to know to be a confident voter. Thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. Y'all's outreach this election has been, it's been very active. You're trying to engage the voter. Kind of explain some of the things that you guys have done for that.
We have had candidates forum that was very successful. Over the last couple of weeks, we've also conducted a Voter 101 session that gave citizens the opportunity to come and ask basic questions about the voting process, educate them on what to be prepared for once they reach the polls, the items that they need to have available to them.
Have on hand.
Have on hand, exactly. Locations for the early voting process, and of course provide information about the educational resources we have, such as the voter's guide that are distributed to county libraries and the community centers. And trust me, individuals just wait for those items.
Wait for those items, so that way they're fully informed.
Definitely, definitely.
And one thing that we've seen in the news a whole lot is looking at voter machines. That there have been some reports of the machines changing whenever somebody votes straight ticket. Some of the machines changing the candidates that they chose. As a voter, what are some things that they can do to make sure that who they vote for are actually being voted for on their ballot?
You must pay attention. You must check and double check to make sure that the individuals that you have voted for, before you push the final button, take a look at the screen again and make sure that the individuals that you have actually voted for are the ones that are appearing.
So just check, double check, and then triple check everything.
Absolutely.
It's so important. And
absolutely.
And it's pretty important as well, because there's been such across all the counties a lot of new registered voters or voters that have had to re-register due to the fact that they've changed their locations. And so I know the elections office they've been working tirelessly to make sure that everybody who is registered to vote can vote. And the early voting numbers have been massive as well. Gregg County themselves were reporting that it was the highest number that it's been in about a decade. What do you, or kind of what goes through that process of seeing all these first early voters come out, and what does that mean for you guys?
Well, it means that something's working in respect to, again, just getting everyone understanding that their vote does matter and that their vote does count. But it still goes back to everyone really preparing themselves so that once they get to the polling place, then they are aware, have the information, and of course, if something occurs, then you do have resources to talk to someone, get those issues resolved. Don't just give up and walk away.
Sit and suffer in silence.
Exactly.
Now you guys explain the education classes that y'all had, because I know it was, I believe 2-3 weeks ago that y'all had the voter education class for all the new voters to make them feel a little bit more confident walking into a polling location. Explain what you guys discussed there.
A number of things. We gave very specific information about the processes, from just what you need to bring, of course we didn't have the actual election machines there, but we talked about just the process. We have sample ballots and being able to walk people through those processes. Besides just some general information about, just historically, about voting and, again, the importance in getting to the polls. So it was very, and based on questions that came up,
you could have a discussion, to better walk them through.
Exactly, actually.
Walk them through everything.
And learning not to assume what you think people know. Don't assume. We have to give them, all of the details and cover all bases, because sometimes people hear things differently. And so making sure they left with an understanding.
Left with an understanding.
Correct.
And real quick, if people want to find out more information, whether it be from you guys or even about polling locations or the big races, where can they go?
The website, vote411.org, has a wealth of knowledge, wealth of information, rather.
Wealth of information.
About candidates. All you have to do is put in your name and address. It shows, again, your precinct, so you get all of the information related to your particular area,
right.
That is definitely
and that's
the place to go.
vote411.org.
Correct.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.